Hello everybody, today is a chair workout, so you want to make sure that you grab yourself a sturdy chair with a backrest, one that you are comfortable sitting on and moving around and stretching in. It's important to note that you're not going to rely too much on the chair. You need to also be able to hold yourself up. Otherwise, if the chair does slide on the tiles or you tip it over, you want to make sure that you're maintaining your balance at all times. So be autonomous and make sure that you are sturdy on your feet. The chair does help for balance, so where otherwise impossible, this does help us work your balance nicely. You're going to step back quite far so that you are relying on the chair to keep your hands rested, and then you're going to stick out your tailbone and move into a flat back position, trying to lengthen your spine, sticking out your bum. You may walk your feet further back if you need to, and I do encourage you to do it, and then keep the hands on the chair, and you are pressing down, not towards yourself or away from yourself, but rather straight through the chair so that it is nice and safe. You're going to lengthen the neck and drop the chest as much as you can. The exercise is going to be an inhale to lift up the bones of your back, tucking in your chin, your tail, and your chest. Rounding yourself up, please. Curling the tail. Keep the chin in. I am bullying my mother here. This is Bev. And then you're going to sink your spine down, sticking out your tailbone. So you really want to expose your tailbone backwards, and the head can lift slightly in line with your shoulders or your biceps. In this position, take note, the shoulder blades have squeezed a little bit together here on my mum, and I want her to open up the shoulder blades. So you need to almost rotate the shoulders in the joint, turning the elbows to face down. That will give you that nice space between your neck and your shoulders, and stretch those tight muscles on the blades that attach to your head, to your skull. Then you're rounding the bones of your back up again, tucking in chin, tail, chest. Let's get more tail. Squeeze your bum and pull pubic bone to sternum. Chin in, being a bit critical of mum's head position, and then sink your spine down and expose your bum bones backwards, lengthening the spine again, separating the shoulder blades and rolling those elbows down. Round the bones of the back up and sink them down. We round them up and sink them down. 2 more and down. Last one. And stop in a straight back position, shoulder blades wide, bum bones exposed backwards. So keep lifting the tailbone up. You're going to bend your right knee and pull the left hip backwards. Click, 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 click. Bend the left knee and pull the right hip back. Continue to toggle between the knees and find that stretch and that length in the side body, trying to get the quadratus lumborum to stretch, maybe even the oblique attachment. You might feel a stretch into the glute, definitely down the leg. And do 2 more. And last one. And then walk your way forward, rounding the bones of your back, and come up to standing quite close to your chair. You're holding onto the chair like it's a bar in the ballet studio, okay? So I want your feet, toes facing forward and heels in line. So there's no turnout, you're perfectly parallel. On an inhale, you'll lift up your heels, lifting your head up towards the ceiling. And there's always a tendency, keep lifted, to push your belly button forward and towards the chair. You need to hollow out your abdomen and pull the spine backwards. And then lower the heels back down again, perfectly parallel. On an inhale, we'll keep the hollow in the abdomen and try and lift up as if there's no room here to go forward. You have no choice but to go up and then come down. It's quite a foreign thought, because more often than not we do our calf raises like this, and we want to rather hollow and go straight up, which uses a lot more energy and mental capacity. And down. And then 3 more, hollowing that abdomen, keeping the hips back, and lower. 2 and down. And then your last one, you go up. You're going to stay up for me. Turn your heels to touch one another. And then you come down with your heels touching. And we go up, inhale, keep the hollow in the abdomen, and down. And repeat. Good. And we keep going. Hopefully you're getting warm and toasty. Yeah. And lower. 3 more like that. Squeeze the heels. See if you can use your whole inner thigh to take you up. And last 2. And then last 1. At the top you stay, you turn your heels out. Now you look like you're pigeon-toed. And then you come down on those heels and go up again, still engaging the tummy, scooping it out. And lower. Yes. Just another 6. And hips come back, push into my hand. 4 more. 3. 2 to the tippy top. And then last 1. Feet now parallel. You're in the tippy top. You're at the top. Keep at the top. And then you bend 1 knee, lowering 1 heel. Go back up to the tippy top and change. Go back up to the tippy top and change. Yes, so keeping that heel elevated, but 1 heel comes down and up. Now when you're doing this, you can actually up your pace. So let's pick up the pace. And we're tapping and we're lifting and tapping. Meeting at the top, but then be aware of the side shifting in the hips. So you want to keep your hips nice and stable even when you're taking your heel down. Don't let them shift. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, you may come down. Turn and face forward, holding on with your left hand only. And then the right hand is going to go behind your head. Good. Pull your hips back so that you don't shove your hips forward. You're going to walk your toes out wide first, and then your heels move out wider and your toes move out, and that's you. Okay. Feet are now facing forward. And then the hand is behind your head to try and keep your posture upright. You're going to close the ribs. And then we bend the knees, taking your bum back behind you. Bend, 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 bend. Okay, you're going to open your knees more relative to your feet. So open your knees. Not your feet any wider, but rather come forward, close your feet, and then go up and down. That's it. Head is pressed into hand. Close your rib cage. If it's too hard with the hand behind the head, if it's not encouraging you, but rather making it more awkward for you to keep upright, you can move your hand either to your hip, out in front of you, or out to the side. But what we want is for the legs to bend deeply. So go deeper, 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 deeper back. Bend, 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 bend. Good. And keep going. That's it. Close the rib cage. Try not arch your low back. Keep going. We all have different dimensions of leg length. So when you have a longer upper leg, a squat you can't go deep. So what I find for that, this is quite useful actually to let people know. And I'm going to sneak this cushion. Okay. So we're going to put your heel on top of this cushion, and then your heel on top of this cushion. Okay. Cushions are quite pup, but let's go. Bend the knees. Does it feel more comfortable? So go deep, deep, deep into your squat. So you can raise your heel and then it feels like it's working the right muscles, whereas before it wasn't actually working the glutes enough. And you were limited as to how deep you could go. So you want to keep the heel slightly lifted on a rolled towel is an option. Or a broom stick lying across the floor and your heels are on top. Last 2. And then last 1. Good. And then you're going to come up and face the chair again. We will put these back where they belong. And you're holding onto the chair with 2 hands, weight bearing on the left leg only. Point your right leg out to the side. And so you need the hips back. They must live back. You're going to tuck your tail. So if you tend to hyperextend in the knee, you're actually changing the relationship between all the muscles in the leg, including the hip. You're actually turning off the hip. So soften your knee and then stand on that left leg completely, but with a softness in the knee. Then you're going to lift the right hip higher than the left. So you've got to pick up the pelvis on the right. And the left bum has to press across. And then you get to lift your right leg, which is now light and easy to lift. So by doing those corrections, you feel which leg you're actually working. The standing leg. Softness in the left knee. Right leg's kicking slightly back for me, please. And you keeping the hips back and the ribs closed. Yeah. Keep leaning over to the right so that you aren't resting in the tight ligaments and structures on the left hand side, using active muscles to hold you up. You're not dumping into the end ranges of your left hips joint. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then down, we change legs. So stand on the right leg now, softness in the knee. The left foot goes out to the side. You want to shove your hip over your ankle. Yeah, even if you're leaning over, that's not a problem. And then the left leg goes up and down. Kick it. Kick it. Good. Lifting, keeping the right hip on top of the right heel and working deep into that right bum. So I like to call it the dent, the bum dent. You know, when we're 9 years old, you got a bum dent. And then as we age, it gets filled with what feels like bone, but it's just because of weakness. We want to recreate the bum dent in that right hip. And 10, 9, 8, shoulders back, 7, ribs closed, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, swap again. Okay, this time we're counting. This time I'm actually going to count. All right, so left leg, you weight bearing, right foot goes out to the side. Bias towards the left, lean over towards me. Engage your lower abdominals, soften your left knee, baby. Thank you. But it still looks straight to everybody else. So you must, yeah. Even straighter. And then lift your right leg up and down. Lean over towards me. Yeah. Now kick this right leg backwards, not forwards, and close the ribs. So everything needs to still be lifting up and engage so that you're still everywhere else, except for this jiving leg at the back here. And you're constantly biasing your hips over to the right hand side so that you're standing. I said I was going to count, but I haven't. Let's do 10 more. 9, 8, lean over, Bev. 5, 4, push your left hip over your heel. 3, hey, this side's weak. And 1, done, other side. Okay, so I mean, we get to the point eventually where you're barely lifting the leg because this bum is completely caved like that. Okay, you've got to be able to lift it over the heel, and even if you're leaning over, you've got more chance of getting a dent. And so, softness in the leg, but your foot must still be straight. And then you kick the left leg out to the side. Yep, abs in. 3, not so bent. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and voila. Come sit. Come and sit. Okay, doing well. My dad is watching in from a distance.
Cutting me off.
No, hands behind your head. Maybe he's jealous we're moving. Okay, on an inhale, take your head slightly back over the chair. So depending on how high the backrest is, this is a little high. Okay, but you are wanting to get that like beautiful chest opening feeling. And so we've got the feedback of the backrest, but don't overdo it and tip over, please, for Pete's sake. And then you're going to come down and round your chin in and round the spine, taking your chest towards your knees, really committing to being forward. Think about using this as like an abdominal exercise where you're using your tummy muscles to fold yourself deeply in half. And then come back, pressing your back into the backrest, but one bone at a time. And then unraveling the heart to be open, extending. Lean back over the head, what's it called, a backrest. Yes, a backrest, leaning over. And then tuck in the chin, nod your chin towards your chest, tuck in your chest, squash your back, use your tummy, lean forward, keep your head pressed into your hands so that you do not overly pull on your neck, rather the neck is part of this whole big beautiful curve. And then roll yourself back, pressing the back in one bone at a time, unraveling to upright. Lean over more, go, open up, still sucking in your tummy so it pulls up, and then tuck in your chin and curl down, noticing actually that there are points in your body where there's it's like a choke point where it's all or nothing. So often it's that the head moves forward instead of the back, come back up, and then watch here in the neck. As we go back, I'd prefer this to be longer and more evenly distributed. As you arch over, the tendency is to just let one bone do all the work. Do not create a crease in your neck as you lean back. Keep length. Do you feel the difference? And then come back. Well done. You're going to place your hands on the sides of your chest for support. Yes, and make sure that your bottom is forward enough that your knees are free and that your feet can touch the ground. Okay, holding that position, you lift yourself upright. Shoulders are set, so you want to try and pull the shoulder joint back, not just the blades. So you want to get length out of the neck and the upper back and pull the shoulder into its rightful spot. Abs are engaged and you are crispy. The right knee lifts towards your chest. Good. Keep weight on your left hip and then straighten your right leg out in front of you. Pull the toes to your nose. Keep the height of the leg. Keep the shape in your posture. Point your toes. Bend your knee. And come down. Lift up the leg. Extend. Flex a foot. Point your toes, bend your knee, and come down. We can alternate. Lift one leg up. Keep the weight even on the two sides, flexing the foot. Point the toes, and bend the knee. Come down, get tall. Again, we lift the leg. You exhale to extend it, pulling the toes. Point your toes, bend your knee, and you come down. Try not lean back. Lift up the leg. Stay crispy, use your hands, it's fine. Flex, point, bend, lower. Again. Good. And repeat. And down, last one, left leg comes up. Yes. Point, bend, and down. Well done. Cross your right foot over your left knee and hold that stretch. Breathe. You can push down the right knee with your hand if you want to. You can fiddle with how your back is postured, so pulling yourself back a little bit so you're not overly extended in the chest, pressing your back into either imaginary hand or the backrest, depending on how far forward you are on your chair. But I'd prefer the stretch in the glute than you be sitting back. So you're welcome to sit forward, just don't overarch. And then we change. You can change. You don't have to be in the back, it's just more the awareness. Yeah. Keep pressing the left knee down and breathe. Good. Carry on. Okay, we'll do the right leg again.
Sorry.
Don't worry. This is a team effort, yeah. Do another 2 breaths there. feeling that heat rise in your body, especially if you have these beautiful big windows. And another 2 breaths on the other side. And then relax. Stand up for me, turn around, face the stool. And then if balance is a big problem for you, you can grab yourself another chair to help hold. But we're going to test your balance, okay? So you're standing there on your mat and you're going to put your right leg out in front of you on top of the chair. Yeah? Flex your toes to your nose and then check in with that sneaky left foot. Okay, yes, you want it to face forward. You're keeping your hips nice and square. So your shoulders are back, your abs are in, your ribs are back. So we don't want this kind of like artificially good posture. You want to pull yourself in. The toes are pulled. Now you're going to slide your heel slightly closer to you because there's always a tendency to have the hip like twisted forward. So we're going to pull it back into its socket. And then keep yourself upright. And you're going to take your chest, not your hands, but your chest forward. Yeah, that's good. Rolling the shoulders down your back and holding yourself in that position. Breathe. Good.
Started to wobble.
I like that you're wobbling. We are exercising that patience that we've exercised a few times before in this series. You want to stop, but you don't. You carry on. And then come down with that right foot and do the left leg. Left leg is straight, toes are pulled. I'm here if you need me.
Take my heel out.
Oh, good for you. Fixing the alignment of the support leg, shoulders back in their sockets. Abs are closed, ribs is down, hips, rib cage needs to move back. Not your bum, but your ribs. Okay?
And my foot.
And your foot must pull to chest, and then you slide your left hip into its socket. So pull back, tractioning, yes. Be careful of the hyperextension in the support leg, everyone. Breathe. Got to keep an eye on people. You want to stop, but you won't. You'll do 2 more breaths. Let's lean forward a little bit. And then you come down with that left leg. Okay, the next one is a glute stretch. We are lucky because we have a carpet on the floor. You can grab yourself a mat and fold it over a few times if you need to. So we're going to kneel down in front of the chair. And then can you try and get the knee up on the chair? So you're not really resting on the floor if your chair is as high as this one, but you're going to try and get this foot across there and the knee in the middle.
Sure.
You might need to stop from standing again, actually.
It's too high.
It's too high for you.
Yeah, should we get a lunch?
No, it's okay. You're going to start standing instead, and you're going to put your knee like this on the chair and then just drop yourself down into it. So actually the back knee isn't resting in this position, but you're going to go over like this, okay? And you can use your hands if it feels a bit too tight to hold yourself up. Yes, that's right. Oh, don't overcommit. And then the knee must be in the middle of the seat. Yeah, across to the middle, and you're going to bend the back leg down. There we go. Okay, you all right? Mm-hmm. Are you sure? Mm-hmm. Are you okay? It's a big stretch in the bum, and I often do this one on a kitchen counter, but we're trying it on the chair. If your chair is really nice and low, you can kneel on the floor. If you want to rather seek a table or a couch and do it on the back of the couch, you may, but it's a big stretch. And it is worthwhile trying, and it's also okay to abandon ship if it's not for you. Take 2 breaths in. And then you're going to have to come up using your hands to hold onto the seat and push yourself up. Good. And then do the other side. Wiggle your right foot further back and hold yourself there with your hands either holding onto the seat or the backrest if you're comfortable and confident you're not going anywhere. Good. Trying to get the knee in the middle. So like not everybody has the range. We should strive towards it. It's a different stretch. So just now we did a figure of 4 and seated. This one is a different muscle, you see, but you're tending to keep stretching the same muscle, okay? But now when I push you over into the stretch, it's like a whole new world, right? So what I mean by that is instead of having the knee here in front of the hip, you want to like pull it across and pin it down and get the chest over. Yeah. Often I'll use like a surface, like a kitchen counter, and then you pull yourself into the appropriate alignment, feel the stretched spine there, and then you take it down and you like pin the knee in the middle of your sternum. This side is different. And I think we're good here.
I think so. It was a long
stretch, but you did very well. Okay, take a seat on your chair again, facing that way, and you'll put your hands on your thighs. Feet are forward. You must try anchor your feet on the floor, please. So sitting in your upright chair, and your right hand's going to slide along the right thigh. Your left hand pulls to your hip, and you turn your body to face me. Yeah? No? So you're doing a rotation. You slide your right hand along to the knee and you pull your left hand to your hip, and therefore your body turns. And then you slide your left hand along the left thigh and your right hand comes to hip, and you turn. And then you turn again, and we do rotations. And we twist. And repeat. Good. And so we want freedom of spinal movement, and freedom in the legs is not a problem. We're trying to use your hands to like push you into the extreme ranges and just like show your brain that it's possible to go there. And then last one. Now we have rules. You keep your knees still above your feet. You fold your arms across your shoulders like so. And you're going to rotate to one side using the abdominal muscles and the spinal muscles to turn you. But you remain in a column. So you do not deviate off to one side or side bend or translate the ribs. You are stacked, one bone on top of the other in the spine, and you pull again. Inhale, center. Exhale, turn the other way. Notice the knees. Fix them. Hey, wait. We got to go double. Pull again. Back to center. Don't move your kneecaps. You go right. Double breath. Exhale. Exhale. Inhale. Sugawena, the knees moving. Exhale, left. 1, 2. Back to center. Go right. 1, 2. Back to center. Go left. 1, 2. Back to center. Go right. 1, 2. Back to center. Go left. 1, 2, stay center, straighten your arms above your head. Bloop, whoops. Up here, okay, reaching those arms, shoulders down your back, kneecap stays still. We do it again. And 1, 2, center, did those bum bones move? Go 1, 2, what's happening to your hands? Go right, 1, 2, and center, reach up, left, 2, and center, right, 2, and center, left, 2, and center. One more per side. 1, 2, and 1, 2. Fantastic. Drop down those arms. You're exhausted and it's nearly over. I promise. Stand up. Come here. You're standing facing forward. Left hand goes on the chair. Separate your feet nice and wide. The left arm is relaxed and responds accordingly. The right arm's going to lift up to ceiling. Hey, these hips must come back. Suck in your thumb. And you inhale, go over, bending the left elbow, that's fine. And keep as if you're between two panes of glass. This arm is extended, there's a line down the body, reach it. Head goes with you, so it goes left. And anchor your right heel into the ground. And then use your side body to come up for me. Inhale, go over again. So inhale, up with the arm and over. And extend it, reach it. Exhale, come up. The hips mustn't migrate forward. We go again. Inhale, over. Exhale, come up. If your shoulders are hurting, you can put your arm across your shoulder and do the exercise, or down your leg and still do the side bend. Come up and over. Keeping the hips stacked. We've got a pane of glass here and a pane of glass there. Careful of hyperextending in the knees. And come up. One more. This is good. This is good. Over you go. Soften in the knees. Hand past your ear. And up you come. Well done. Turn around. And we do the other side. Ballerina. So we have the width in the stance. The softness in the elbow. Arm comes up overhead. Engage abs, take hips back, soften knees. Okay, and then inhale, over you go. And exhale, come up. Yes. Inhale, up and over you go. And exhale, you come up. Inhale, up, shoulders down your back, reach. Straight on. And up. 3 more. Bend, bend, bend. And back up. 2 more, abs in. Softness here, tuck tail. And up. And again. Good. And well done. Turn and face your chair, we're nearly done. You're going to turn your palms up and you have your hands on top of the chair. Now, if the chair is really uncomfortable, you can turn your palms back down, but you're not going to actually be very heavy on your hands. So the whole idea is that you're working the back of your body to stay upright. You're going to work your feet back, you're going to walk them back, and take your bum back, 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 back. And so you're dumping the chest down into that start position, but with the shoulders pulled down your back and hopefully with more range. Have a softness in your knees so that you're not overstretching the hamstrings. So you can bend your knees a little. Bend them, but remain on your 2 feet, so you're hardly weight bearing in your hands that are on the chair. And so what we're going to do is lift the right hand up off the chair and down, and then lift the left and down, trying to keep the arm straight and the neck long. It's very hard. If it's too hard to actually move the arm at all, then you can bend the elbow down, so bend into W and back, and do the other side, W and back. And we're still getting the correct muscles to fire, with the elbows nice and low, please. We're still getting the correct muscles to fire, but it doesn't feel as impossible as lifting. But otherwise, it's straight arm, guys. I know, Mom, you can carry on with your V to W, it's fine. And let's do 4. You don't want to use the wrong muscles. Okay, so if the straight arm feels like it's coming from like deep in your gut as opposed to around your shoulder blades, best you do the V to W, okay? And then lower your hands now to your toes, tuck in your chin, and roll yourself to standing. Curl, curl, unravel. Up you come. Well done.